I love New York City for many reasons, but one of them, the coffee. It has a richness and consistency that I can't seem to find anywhere else, and believe me, I've tried. If you look back on this channel, the first video shows how I use a stovetop mocha pot to make a quick cappuccino at home. It worked okay until I accidentally ruined it in the dishwasher. I know. So then a few months ago I picked up a cheap espresso machine to replace the mocha pot. Wow, look at that amazing foam art! If I had to describe the quality of the espresso, it would be... The problem with both of these options is that they don't create true espresso. So what is espresso?
Our story begins here, with coffee. Its flavor caught in the closed fist of the bean.
It's a concentrated form of coffee brewed by forcing hot, pressurized water through finely ground coffee beans. The thing that makes the real difference is the crema. That's the foamy froth over the top of the espresso that really adds its texture and flavor. The other two options didn't produce any crema at all, so I set out to find an inexpensive way to produce really good espresso at home. And I found this. It's called the Prismo. It's an attachment for this, the AeroPress, which is a way you can brew coffee by hand. One thing to note, Fellow, the company that makes the Prismo, says it creates an espresso style shot due to a few key factors. One is a slightly longer brew time, lower temperature, and much lower pressure. According to them, it would take about 2,000 pounds of force on the AeroPress to produce the 9 bars used in an espresso machine, which I don't think I'm capable of doing. But I'm still curious to see how the Prismo holds up, seeing that it only costs 20 bucks. Using the Prismo is simple. Attach it to the AeroPress, boil water to 212 degrees, and add 20 grams of finely ground beans. I always use them fresh, it tastes better that way. Next, add 50 milliliters of water and stir for 10 seconds. After a minute, push the espresso into the mug. To make the foamy milk like used in a cappuccino, you'll need a frother, and my other machine had that, but it was not good at all. So a cheap alternative way to do that at home is with this, a French press. Just microwave the milk for 45 seconds and pump it until it's foamy, and add that to the espresso. Quick, at-home cappuccino. That's really good.
The incomparable goodness of coffee has now been captured in a cup.
I kind of messed up when I was making the espresso, and because I didn't have a cup that it would fit on top of, and it sort of just shot everywhere, and I'm definitely not strong enough to do it in one hand holding it, but it's better than the Mr. Coffee. So here I have just a cup of the espresso. You can see it actually has crema, unlike the other two methods, and so I want to see how this tastes on its own. It's really good. It tastes almost like the real thing. It's very close. Ooh, that was really hot. For 20 bucks, I'm impressed. It was better than the mocha pot, better than the Mr. Coffee, and it actually has crema, and it has the texture that espresso should have.
It has substance, a body to go with its aroma and its taste.
Now, compared to the New York City espresso, it's not quite the real thing. It's really good, and it does a good job, but there's nothing like the real thing. I think it's as close as you can get without buying an expensive espresso machine. I know I'm gonna eventually break down and buy one anyways, but for now, I think this will hold me over. So if you're interested in trying this for yourself, I'll leave links to the gear I use down below in the description. And if you have any coffee tips and tricks you'd like to share with me, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them because I'm always interested in trying new methods of brewing coffee and trying new coffees.
Perfect coffee, sending its glow into our lives around the clock.
So that's all for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.
A good cup of good coffee.
I'm filming this before I've had my coffee, and should go film the B-roll now.